shortly. But first, what would you do for charity in the name of a loved one? Well, one Jersey woman and her two best friends are taking up the challenge of walking across the north of England in just 11 days to raise money and awareness to support research into pancreatic cancer. Lauren Cornish, whose dad died 5 months after being diagnosed with the disease, will trek across dangerous terrain with her two besties. Now, they will take their journey over such landscapes as the Lake District and the Yorkshire Dales, and they're going to end up in the beautiful setting of Robin Hood's Bay. I'm pleased to say that Lauren is with me this morning. Lauren, let's just start with the sad bit of all of this. Tell me a bit about your dad.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I know.
my dad, a great man, and he loved to walk, he loved adventure, loved travel, so it's kind of in the spirit of that. That's why we're doing it.
So you're celebrating his life and all that he achieved, but obviously he's no longer here. How did cancer affect him?
So I think he had terrible stomach pains from about the start of the year. Started getting worse towards April, May. So then he went to get them checked out. I think he left it a bit too long, really, and but obviously being a man, kept putting it off, putting it down to other things.
Hindsight is everything, isn't it? Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get over this.
Exactly. And he went to get it checked out and had a scan. And then by July, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which had actually spread, unfortunately, to his liver.
And that was the point of no return for him, I suppose, was it really?
Yeah.
How much longer did he live with cancer after that?
So basically from, I think it was the start of 5th of July till when he passed in the Jersey hospice on the 16th of December. I mean, he did amazing. He still got outloads, was up for so much. I mean, he rarely complained. You know, he really just did so well. But you could tell, you know, he was very frightened, and like all of us were, so... it affected all of us in the end. So
did he inspire you to take up this challenge?
Definitely, because we'd planned to do it actually we talked about it years before, and obviously I was hoping that the chemo would work and he would recover, and then we'd be able to still take it on after he'd gotten better. So that's why I'm doing it, really, in his memory. Because he would have loved me to have done it.
Oh, of course, and you'll be thinking he'll be with you, I'm sure, in spirit. So you've got two good friends to come with you.
Yes, Sasha and Sophie. So actually I was talking about just doing it on my own at first, because I thought I'll still take it on myself, and I was talking about it with them, and then they were just like, that's something they would have loved to have done. So they just, grabbed at it, really.
It's a beautiful part of the world. I mean, the Lake District is incomparable, and the Yorkshire Dales, they have their own distinctiveness. And then you go down towards Whitby and Robin Hood's Bay. Really attractive part of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Why that area?
Well, my mum's family's from Yorkshire, up in North Yorkshire, from Skipton. So I've grown up, we've always gone over there when I was a child, and I've got all my family over there, and it's just one of the most beautiful parts of the world, and obviously the Lake District. So taking on that walk across the country through those most beautiful parts, I think, of the country, just be
And have
epic.
people been inspired to sponsor you all?
Yeah, we've done really well so far. I mean, my target was only about only £500.
Well, that's a modest target. But
modest, yeah. Now we're up to 1,500.
Wow.
So
incredible.
yeah, we've still got a couple of weeks to go. So I'm going to keep on plugging it, and still.
And because it's pancreatic cancer, it's a difficult cancer to describe, isn't it? It's not quite so emotive as some other cancers.
Yeah, it's a very it's a unknown cancer. They don't know much about it, and obviously because the symptoms
and survival rates are not very good either, are they?
No, between 2 and 5% of people have survived in the last 50 years. So I think it's because you don't get many symptoms. It sits there unnoticed for a long, long time, and then
by the time you get the symptoms, like in your dad's case, it's too late, isn't it? Really, they spread.
So that's the main aim of the charity that I'm walking for, which is Pancreatic Cancer Action. They're looking to instead of preventing at the moment, it's more early diagnosis, so we can catch it, so people can be aware of it, and hopefully they can be operated on, or something else, clinical trials can be done.
And to stop people like your dad saying, oh, I'm all right, just to go to your doctor in plenty of time, I suppose, isn't it?
That's the main thing that we want to push, is people just to not ignore things.
Yeah, and that's easier said than done, and I appreciate that. And of course there are costs involved in going to the doctors here and so on, but that's the message. I'm sure your dad would want that message to get across. Get checked out if you're not feeling well.
100%.
That's the
definitely
thing. So when are you going to do all of this?
So this is going to be happening on the 28th of this month, and then we finish hopefully about the 9th of April.
So you're going over the Easter holidays, effectively,
yes,
are you? Oh.
Yeah.
How much are you going to do each day? How much training have you put in and so on?
Well, I think it's supposed to be about 192 miles the whole journey, so it's probably going to be about between 50 and 22 miles each day, depending on the terrain, the weather, of course. So hoping.
And in North Yorkshire, the weather is as special as it can be, isn't
exactly.
it? Yeah.
So we'll see if there's any snow. We hope not. Rain, but so it's all just dependent on all that, really. So.
And is St Bees Beach, where you're starting off, is that a childhood favourite of yours, or?
I've actually never been there,
right.
but I've always wanted to go. But we stay over there the night before, and then we start from trekking around the headlands, which will be lovely, all along the coast, and then we start cutting across later that day.
Brilliant. And do you have a Just Giving page or something that people can find to help?
Yeah, we have a Just Giving page. That's how most people have been donating. So just go on there and just basically search Lauren, Sasha and Sophie. And if you're able to give anything, and you've had somebody that's obviously suffered from cancer or pancreatic cancer, and you feel it's close to your heart, then, that would be great.
You've said it all. Thank you so much for coming in, and thanks for talking so openly. It's obviously a very sad situation, but something you can put some good into as well, isn't
Definitely.
it? So,
Thank
good
you.
to talk to you, Lauren. Thank you for coming in. Lauren Cornish there. She's walking from St Bees Beach in Cumbria to Robin Hood's Bay in Yorkshire in memory of her dad, who sadly passed away from pancreatic cancer. But in doing so, she's going to raise awareness and money in the fight against the disease. Best of luck to you and to your friends.